Hello, beautiful people. I, Gandharva Krishna, on behalf of Renuka Krishna Beauty and Training Academy Online, are here to make your lockdown more skill oriented and very interesting. If you are a microblading artist and you have been practicing microblading, but you're not quite satisfied with the strokes that you want to make, or you simply want to upgrade or update your strokes and add different variations of eyebrows that you can create with microblading, this video is for you. So in this video, we are going to learn my personal favorite kind of microblading strokes. Let's get started. Here on the artificial skin or the latex, I have already drawn out my eyebrow shape with the pencil. This is the shape that I'd like to work on today. I have my head, I have my tail, and I have my arch. To microblade, as you already know, we would require a microblading pen and microblading blade. Here I'm using 18 pin U blade for microblading, and I have my microblading pencil. I've already got my pigment in my pigment ring holder. To start with microblading, I will be dipping the corner of my blade in the pigment. In this manner. Please notice how the pigment is not on the whole blade. My whole blade is not covered with the pigment. I have the pigment only where I need it. Now I'm talking about the angle that I need to keep while I'm working on the latex or on my client. I need to make sure that I always have a 90-degree angle. A 90-degree angle would be necessary because, let's just see, I'm going to draw strokes at 90 degrees and at other degrees, and you will be in a better position to say which angle is nicer to work on. Also, why I love the U-blade is because I can really go curvy with my strokes with this blade. As you see, I can really go from one side to the other without tearing the skin way too much. All these strokes are created at 90-degree angles. This one, the thick ones, are not created at 90-degree angles. I'm just going to clear it out so we can see the way the pigment has deposited in these scratches. Well, we can very well see which ones are at 90 degree and which ones are not. I'd like to borrow your apologies. The video got blurred out in this one, so you cannot see the head strokes. Right here, you can see the head strokes, how I have done it. The first stroke is the longest, starts from the bottom. The second one goes a little above the first one, and the third one, it goes even higher than the second stroke. Now let's get into the lower strokes. Well, what I'm trying to create here is a mini S. Now these strokes are the ones I really love and I admire because when you notice someone's eyebrows, this is the way most of the people have their brows and it looks beautiful. First of all, I'm going to draw out these long strokes. These are S strokes. That means it is curved from the bottom and then it is curved from the top. Now note that I have got my transition point. How? Because when I will extend the line from this point, it will create an exact semicircle. This is going to be the point from where I start drawing my upper strokes. Let's just complete the lower strokes before we come to the upper strokes. You can also note that the Low strokes are closer from where they start and they are broader at the top. Continue making these strokes. These strokes will get shorter as we move towards the tail because we already have the spine. When you're working on your client or on the latex and you feel and you see that the stroke that you've created does not have enough pigment in it, this is my pro top tip that you must quickly take the pigment and insert in very gently. Do not wait to complete the full brow and then go in for the second pass. It's always nicer if you can achieve the pigment in the first pass itself. Finishing off the lower brow. Now we head to the upper strokes. I'm going to turn the latex the other way around. This is according to my comfort. I suggest you the same. Also, I am working from the other side because when I'm finally doing it on my client, I cannot work the other way. I always have the brows opposite to me. Now, as I work, I will be initially drawing on the line that I've created and then going down steeply. Again, I'll be working on the line that I've created with the pencil and then go down. I'm going to continue this till the tail. What I want you guys to do now is take a micro brush, which has got microfibers in the top, scoop out a little pigment from the pigment ring holder cup and gently move the pigment on the strokes that you've created. Now, how this will help us is that if there is any stroke which does not have enough pigment in it, this action of ours will make sure that each and every single stroke has the pigment. I've had the pigment there for about 20 seconds. Now I'm cleaning it out and the strokes have come out beautifully. I clean it again to make sure that there's no pigment deposit because after cleaning once, there is usually pigment deposit. I'm going to work on the smaller strokes now. For the smaller strokes, I am creating a bunched look. This looks like a bunch of hair on the eyebrow. It's usually 3 hair strokes on the left side of the brow. When you're looking at the screen this way on the right side and 1 on the left. On the right side, there's 1 stroke which goes a little above than the longer stroke that we've created. There's the second one which is higher than the first one, and then the third one which is higher than the second and the first one. We continue this for all the strokes. While you're creating these strokes, make sure that you're maintaining the 90-degree angle, and while you make these strokes, you are moving your hand and the pen. You cannot achieve curves if you are not moving your fingers and the microblading pen. Otherwise, the stroke that you create will be very large and you will be opening the skin more than it should be. So the sweet spot that we are looking for, you will not be able to achieve that if you are not maintaining a 90-degree angle. 1. 2, if you're not moving your fingers. 3, if you're not moving your microblading pen as you move. Let's get to working on the upper strokes and creating small bunches of hair on the top side of the eyebrow. Now, what I will be doing here is the eyebrow, the stroke that I've created, I will be creating smaller strokes which are not parallel, not at all parallel, but working towards the tail and towards the longer stroke. I'm going to create about 3 such strokes, and with each stroke I will be increasing the length of the first long initial stroke. I do that till the end of the brow. Again, now I take up my micro brush. I'm going to dip it with the pigment. I'm going to apply the pigment all over my brow and leave it for 20 seconds. Then I'm going to clear it up with my baby oil to get rid of all the excess pigment and see how my strokes finally look. What I really like about these strokes is that these kind of strokes look absolutely natural because we've created super fine lines and we are creating bunches of hair. This is exactly how a human eyebrow looks. If you have any questions, if you have anything you want to ask, please do write below, or you can email us or you can WhatsApp us. All the details are available on our website. The website link is attached below in the description box. And if you have any questions, you can please ask me. And if you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Have a lovely day. Bye.